Yo, what's good? What's good? With free agency moving slow, very, very slow. We signed what? Four guys, retained a couple. Not much news going on as far as free agency. A lot of teams cleaning up, especially on our players. Nate Hobbs is going to be a big loss. We talked about that yesterday. So we'll look for some replacements. Robert Spillane is going to be a big, huge loss. We'll look for some replacements. We'll break some. Obviously not free agency because man, I don't know how much money we have. I mean, we could still sign guys, to decent contracts and put most of it towards the back end, sign them to a bunch guaranteed. If they're willing to go that route, I don't know if the Raiders are willing to go that route. Um, we did sign Elandon Roberts and Lonnie Johnson Jr. and Eric Stokes, cornerback, to a 1 year, $4 million deal. So not a lot going on. Not a lot going on. So we'll get into some names. We'll break down who can replace, for the cheapest amount, which is obviously the draft. The draft is coming up. There's still guys out there that haven't been picked up. Oh, we did lose Divine Diablo also. I believe 14 million, 2 years, 7 million APY. So shout out to Divine Diablo. Um, but yeah, there's not really. I mean, there's not a lot out there. Most of the high paid guys, are have moved on, already picked up. A couple linemen out there. Tevin Jenkins, I think, is still out there. I do believe. Mr. Fries, but with that money, I don't know with a veteran like that if he's willing to, take a deal where most of his money's on the back end. Um, I guess not really a veteran with 3 years. Ray Love was good. Appreciate you pulling up in the building. Robert Pena, my guy, shout out to you. First one in the building. Me as always. So yeah, I mean, slow going, slow going. Um, put these glasses on so I could read. That would help. So we know about Max's deal. We know about Isaiah, and that's pretty much been our, you know, Max got his 3 year, 106 mil. Adam Butler got his 3 years, 16.5. You can do the math if you want. Kuntz got his well deserved, I believe, 12 mil. They say it's a prove it deal. I don't think it's a prove it deal. I think the man's going to ball out either way. And hopefully it's not too crazy where we can't afford to bring him back, right? Landon Roberts. Maybe the Raiders are trying to catch lightning in a bottle twice. It worked with Robert Spillane. We brought him over. Um, this guy's a little bit older, I believe in his 30s or is 30. So does have some experience, better in coverage. I don't know, not really a starting piece, but who knows? Guys go to another team, they get a change of scenery, different town, right? Different players around them, different energy in the building, and that energy can definitely motivate guys. So hopefully it motivates some of these guys. Lonnie Johnson Jr. Bounced around to a bunch of teams. I'm not going to list them all. Could take a while. So I mean, we're stacking up at safety. We brought in another corner, not a high price shutdown corner like I wanted, like probably most of y'all wanted, because I believe that's what we need. So are we going corner, safety, linebacker in the draft? Offensive line could use some help. Defensive line is set. I mean, I don't know why you would draft anybody on the defensive line unless it's a replacement, right? For Malcolm Kuntz, a backup plan. Also, there's a couple guys on the defensive line. I mean, edge rushers in this draft that you could do kind of like the Rams did with Jared Verse, and move him into that inside linebacker position just because of his speed, his size. Um, and there's a couple of guys playing defensive end that we've seen in the combine, running crazy, crazy sub 4.5 40s. Maybe you pick up some of those guys in the second round or third round, right? Move them to linebacker. The Raiders have been known to do that. Pete Carroll's been known to move guys around from positions. John Leon, appreciate you pulling up in the building. Was good. Ellen Roberts is a good pickup. I mean, I believe it's a good pickup. I don't have his stats in front of me. I didn't really check him out. I didn't get time to watch tape on any of these new guys yet. Shit, hold on. Right in the middle of every time. Um, so yeah, I believe it's a good pickup. At 30 years old, he's not. He's right at that age for linebackers. Damn good tackler, and I think the Raiders, definitely shown from what I've seen so far in free agency is it's not about the price tag. It's a lot about the player, and they're going aggressive, hard hitting. Guys that could force turnovers, um, make people not want to run up the middle. Right? If you got linebackers and safeties that are going to come down and lay the wood on people, positive, necessary. Um, if you got guys willing to do that, a lot of guys are going to think twice about running up the middle. They're going to try to juke cut or jump cut or do something when they see those guys coming. We've seen it with lots of players like Ray Lewis. Guys didn't want nothing to do with that man. They were trying to run away from him his whole career. Um, so yeah, it definitely doesn't hurt to bring in some old school, old Raider mentality, right? And I like it. I'm here for it. Um, so I mean, what do y'all think? Who else do you think? Let's see. Go over the AFC West and compare, you know, the Chargers, the Donkeys, the Quees, sorry, Chiefs, Broncos. That's rude of me. So the Chargers went and got quarterback, I mean, cornerback CB Elijah Molden, 3-year, $18 million deal. They re-signed Khalil Mack to a 1-year, $18 million deal. Not good for us. They signed a center on a cheap deal, probably a backup. Doesn't really mean nothing to us. Defensive line on a 1-year deal. Tierre Tart, Dante Jackson, 2-year, $13 million, and Najee Harris, the same Najee Harris that just ran all over us in Pittsburgh every time we played him since he's been in the league, is now in our division. And, you know, for $9 million, a guy that doesn't fumble has 1,000 yards every year in his career, whether the team's good or bad. Whether he has good quarterback play, good offensive line play, um, blocking receivers willing to block, which is a big deal when you're, running the ball outside. Amari Ghana was good. Garza. So yeah, just a nasty, nasty pickup. I believe. Sorry, I'm trying to get to Kansas City. Where is Kansas City in the Chargers? I got the Chargers. They should have been on top. Chargers. My bad. Oh, they're right above us. So the Chiefs retained franchise tag Trey Smith. That was their big deal. Also retained Nick Bolden, Hollywood Brown, James Winchester, and they went and got Christian Fulton. Not really. I mean, they're doing the same thing we are, right? Not spending big, not going crazy. They got an offensive tackle, Jalen Moore. Don't know much about. 2-year, $30 million deal. I don't even know where he was from. Hold on. From Jacksonville. Oh, They got a damn good guard. Well, you know, hopefully we got a damn good defensive line, so I'm not too worried about that. But yeah, so they're stacking on the offensive line. As you can see, what happened to him in the Super Bowl. There's every reason for them to stack up, and that's really the big pickups. Oh, the Denver Broncos signed a defensive tackle, DJ Jones, 3 year, $39 million. They re-signed, the best quarterback in the history of the NFL. Like he's up there with, all them big names. Jared Stidham to a 2 year, $12 million deal. Um, they got a long snapper. Woohoo! A safety. I don't know how to say his name. 3 year, $45 million. Must be all right. And the biggest pickup in the AFC West that's not going to help us if this man stays healthy is Dre Greenlaw. Damn it. Damn it. Damn it. 3 year, $35 million. And Matt Pert, 2 years, $7 million. So that's the pickups so far. You know, I give us with the re-signing of Kuntz. I mean, maybe a C plus. I'm not gonna say a B. We did lose four damn good players. Say what you want about Divine Diablo. He still was disruptive. He was in the backfield a lot. He didn't make a lot of tackles. He missed a lot, but he was still in the backfield, still disruptive. Going to be hard to replace, but we have Amari Gainer. I've talked about Amari Gainer. I went and looked at his stats or what they had him rated coming out of college last year. He was a UDFA. That's what they had him rated. But I don't know why he was so low. Um, Overall, he was a 79. Not bad, but I think they had him, at an edge and a linebacker position both. So I think that kind of hurt him a little bit. Tackling a 70, I mean above average. Um, Pass rush. This is why I don't get why the Raiders had him at defensive end when he was getting, a little bit of burn the last couple games, or even early. I think like the second game they had him at defensive end, maybe the Browns game. I think. But his pass rush is only 55%. His run defense is 62%, which is not great when you're a defensive end. I don't know why you'd have him on as an edge rusher, but his coverage is 79. So you have a 79% coverage, runs a 4.6 40. To me, that's a linebacker all day long. That's not an edge rusher, especially, you know, if you put him at Mike or Will and have, like a Tommy Eichenberg, or you go get some of these guys like a Chris Paul, like a Demetrius Knight, like a Cody Simon, however you say it. We talked about Jahad Campbell. We talked about Jalen Walker. I don't know why these guys are rated so high, really. I mean, Jalen Walker, they have him going, in the first round, the best overall linebacker. I just don't agree. The more tape I watch, I don't see it. I see Jahad Campbell is right up there, if not better. He's better in coverage. He's way better at tackling, in my opinion. Better, not better in pass rush, which I guess maybe that's why he gets a higher grade. But he's better in coverage. He's better in everything else except pass rush. And if you're playing linebacker, I guess middle linebacker, you're not blitzing too much, right? When you have a defensive front like we're gonna have, I don't really see him blitzing too much. And we've seen what Patrick Graham does. With Spillane is not often he's sent to blitz, so it's going to be that same style unless they change it up, which, I mean, they might change it up with Pete Carroll. We might run a different style defense. That is up in the air. But there's a couple sleepers that I wanted to talk about. Um, Teddy Buchanan at a Cal. Now they have this dude going in the seventh round. I don't know if it's his character, personality, um, lack of snaps. I don't know what it is. I don't see it. Um, Maybe his arm length and hands, but that shouldn't matter too much as a linebacker unless you need longer arms definitely to get through the offensive line if you're hitting blitzing the A gap or the B gap. Definitely need longer arms because the offensive line dudes are huge, humongous. So maybe that could be it. But damn, looking at his numbers, overall 79, tackling 84, pass rush 78, run defense a 75, and his coverage grade is a 75. You and they have this dude going in the seventh round. Like I don't understand. So I was huge on last night after we lost Spillane, saying, "Damn, I think we really need to go get a linebacker in the first two rounds." But now when I'm looking at some of these guys, Cody Simon at Ohio State, dude's numbers are crazy. Overall 71, tackling 78, pass rush. Probably help if I put this in front of me instead of looking sideways. Um, Pass rush rated at 92%, run defense 95%, coverage grade 80. They have him going in the fourth round. Cody Simon at Ohio State. Now, if you haven't watched tape on this kid, damn, if we could pick that dude up in the fourth round, replacement done, right? Better in coverage, way better. Way better. I mean, not probably better. Not a better tackler. Doesn't have the experience, of course. Damn, if you can get a guy like that in the later rounds, I mean, that's really going to help this franchise a lot. It didn't notify me that you went live. What is going on, bro? We signed Alex Stokes at cornerback. Your thoughts? I don't really. I didn't do any homework before I came on, so I don't know who he is. But let me look at these numbers real quick. Um, I don't even know who the hell he played for. Oh, so we got a guy from the Packers. Basically, we're swapping corners with Nate Hobbs. Um, he had 41 combined tackles, 12 assisted, zero sacks. He hasn't played. He hasn't played. I don't know. In his career, those are shitty stats. 41 regular season games. Oh no. Fuck. So he's played in 8 games. 4 different teams? 5 different teams? Holy shit. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I have to go watch maybe some college tape because there's not really much on him. 6'1", definitely fits that bill for the style that our coach likes to run. Pete Carroll, likes those lengthy guys. So 29 solo tackles, and that's about it. That's it. That's it. That's all it shows. 12 assisted. Let me see all. Does it show his whole career? Oh no, it just says Green Bay. So he played in 16 games in 2021, played in 9 in 2022, played in 3 in 2023, played in 17. So to me, it looks like he got hurt or something. Hopefully, I mean, with what our, I mean, we have a coach that's a defensive back coach, right? That was his job when he first came into the league. That's his specialty. So I think he can work with anybody. There's a reason they went and picked him up. Maybe, hopefully, not just for a depth piece, but I don't know, man. I don't know. Chargers got your boy Najee Garza, Rebel after 2 days of free agency. Your grade overall a C, C, and I don't think it's going to get any better. I mean, if you add, I guess Gino and the whole thing, I'd give it a B. But if you're just going the last 2 days, I mean, what did we do? We got. I really like the chin pickup. I really haven't watched too much tape. The linebacker we got, so I'm gonna have to go with C. I'm gonna have to go with C. Trevor Pinnock from Syracuse is a Raider. And let me write that down and see why. Is he related to Robert Pena? Pina. How you say your last name, bro? I hate butchering this shit. Syracuse. I'll check him out though. What is your prediction of cost of Geno Smith extension? I hope it's not bigger than Darnold. Really, you know, they might give him his 40 million a year or somewhere close to there, 35, 38. I don't know. Maybe Pete Carroll can dwindle him down. Hopefully, if they get him, 35, I'm not too mad at that. 40 is, I guess, what can we do, right? But 43 years, 120 mil, and they'll probably try to push that to, the back end, give him whatever he's getting now, 31 or somewhere in that range, 35, and maybe 45 next year or 50 the year. I don't know. I don't know how they're going to do it. I have no idea. But I do have a feeling that Pete Carroll's going to take care of his boy. And I don't think he's just a bridge quarterback. Everybody keeps using this term bridge quarterback. Like, I don't, a bridge quarterback to me is not a 2 or 3 year guy. And I don't, even if they do go get a rookie and let him sit, it might be for 2 years. They might pay him some crazy amount of money, $100 million for, 120 for 3 years. Who knows? It can't be crazier than Darnold's, right? He's had 3 good years in his career. Um, Before that, he was the same as Sam Darnold. So to me, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I'd be happy with 35, 40's market value. If they can lower the, turnover ratio, the fumbles and the interceptions, I wouldn't be mad at 40. I mean, he's worth it. Rebel, if we draft Shador or Dart, either one will be a backup to Geno Smith. What happens to AOC? I think they're going to keep him and let him sit. I don't, for 1.4 mil, unless somebody offers him some crazy shit like a fourth round pick, which I don't know if they can get their pick back. But when you have a guy that's, you know, 7-10, only played in 17 games, with no running game, a banged up defense all this year. You know, the coaches he's went through. I mean, shit. There's no reason to get rid of him. Put him on the roster, let him compete, and I don't see a rookie taking the second job. That rookie's probably going to be the third man. They'll probably keep three men on the roster. They have the emergency quarterback situation. You can put, the rookie on the emergency quarterback. That way he's not on the practice squad. Um, bring in another guy or uh, keep Carter Bradley on the practice squad. Maybe they like Carter Bradley. Maybe they see something in him. I don't know. Is he a free agent? Is he still on the roster? I believe he's still on the roster. So I'm thinking you're going into camp with four quarterbacks. Now they they could do some shit crazy and have five. They might draft two. Who knows? But it's going to be a competition. I mean, it's Gino's job, obviously, with the money you're paying him, but they're still going to let him get in there and get snaps and get reps, so they're prepared if something does happen to their starter, which is wise to me. So I don't see Aiden O'Connell going nowhere. I mean, there's no reason, like I said, no reason to get rid of him for his contract. He's under a rookie deal with all the injuries for quarterbacks in the NFL. Um, some teams started 3, 4 quarterbacks last year. The Browns are one of them. Again, they did that last year. So hopefully we don't have to do no crazy shit like that. What's good? What's good? Bueno in the building. Um. So yeah, I don't know. They might have talked to Gino and been like, "Hey, this is only going to be a 1 year thing. We're going to give you 30 mil or 40 mil guaranteed, and or 2 years. I mean, shit, we don't know. But if it's more than 2 years, it's not a bridge quarterback. Look for that dude to be pretty much the starter. Why Pete Carroll's in the building, unless somebody beats him out. We've seen Russell Wilson, win the job over what Feely before. So I mean, anything can happen. Pete Carroll's that dude that shit. If you're the best, you're going to play, right? He don't care who you are, how much you're paying, which we heard all that shit last year, right? We heard that big speech about it doesn't matter about the name on the jersey, where you were drafted, how much you get paid. We're going with the best players. That obviously did not happen. What else? Y'all ain't got shit to say? Damn. All right, well, I just keep talking to myself. Um, but I believe out of all, another dude that's a sleeper, in my opinion, Jalen McLeod at Auburn. Some have him going fourth, fifth. Most that I've seen, unless it's been changed lately, um, sixth round, right? 79 overall, tackling 71, not bad. Can definitely be improved, especially when you get to the NFL at that level. NFL coaches, well, I would say that, but we've seen Devon Diablo, so you can possibly upgrade your tackling when we don't know, depending on the person. But pass rush, it's pass rush. Take a guess. Anybody want to take a guess? Take a gander. Somebody, anybody? Of course not. 99%, bro. 99%. Run defense, 99%. Coverage, 79. How do you have this dude going in the 6th round? I don't understand. I have no idea. So that is definitely my sleeper. Go look him up. Um, I didn't have his 40 time on here. Shit. Hold up. My bad. Give me a minute. I don't even know where the hell he was at. Oh, 4'6'4", 6'2", 241 pounds. I mean, that's a big dude. 240. That's probably why he plays end and linebacker. I mean, but would be a great outside linebacker. Damn good tackler, like I said. Hard hitting, runs through people, wraps up good, has long arms. Definitely one of those guys that could be a hybrid. Which Pete Carroll loves those, hybrid defensive end slash outside linebacker slash middle linebacker slash wherever you can put him, right? And at that size, 6'2", 241. Who knows? Pete Carroll could even put him at safety. I mean, shit, running a 4'6". Who knows? So, uh, and then of course UCLA. I talked about this dude. I mean, I don't know how many times, but uh, Oluwafemi Oladeju, linebacker out of UCLA, not a lot of snaps. Again, one of those guys that um, pass rushes 64%, and they have a defensive end. So he played linebacker. They moved him to defensive end. I guess he did better there, but they didn't upgrade his pass rushing grade. I don't know. So not a great pass rushing grade at 64%, but run defense is 80%, coverage is 73%, tackling 75%, and rated a 79 overall. And they have this dude going in the seventh round. So there's a lot of linebackers in here, and maybe they just don't value the linebacker class as much as they used to, which that's obvious. But these dudes are projected hella low. Like, I mean, come on, bro. If you could get guys, that's how far back does this go? Can we see Robert Spillane, what he was back in the day? Hold on, give me a second. Anybody know what year Robert Spillane was drafted? Oh, don't go back that far. Well, that sucks ass. So yeah, those are the linebackers. Like I said, those are my sleepers. I mean, when you got guys with that speed, pass rush, pass defense, like a Jalen McLeod, we now have 3 6 round picks, 10 picks overall, even or 9 picks overall, I do believe, because we got rid of one in the trade. Tony Chef, what's good? What's good, my guy? 18, 18. What? I don't know what you mean by 18. I'm confused. So yeah, man, there's some good ass linebackers that we could take a shot in the first round, which really they only have one going in the first round. A couple, I see two, maybe three going in the first round, late in the first round, early second. But again, the fact that they have Jahad Campbell, you know, I guess maybe like I said, Jalen Walker could be put on the edge with his size, but still, I think Jahad Campbell is that dude. But are you really? Oh, 2019 he was drafted. Yeah, the stats don't go back that fast, that far. So not on what I'm on. But looking at Tommy Eichenberg, now we've seen all those numbers I just read to you. Um, I forgot Chris Paul Jr. at Ole Miss in the third round. They haven't projected. That's probably where I'd take him, but not with our third round pick because we pick like six overall. So I mean, if he falls to the fourth, it's a damn good steal, right? He's rated 81 overall, 90 tackling, 85 um, pass rush, 88 pass defense, and 77 in coverage. And if you watch tape on Chris Paul, like those are low ratings, bro. Those are the dude's an athlete. He's a ball hawk. you could see him drop back in coverage and like 15 yards down the field. So he's, in the third level where he shouldn't even be covering guys. Um, they got him covering, their ex receiver and shit and plays. This dude's athletic as hell. So again, third round pick. I don't know if I'm taking him that early when you have a bunch of names like I read off, just steals in the seventh round, sixth round, fourth round, and Cody Simon at Ohio State. And I think if anybody, would know, I know Chip Kelly's an offensive guy, but being an offensive guy, right, you should know talent on defense. You're playing against the guys constantly. So that might help his case. And again, like, those would be guys that could just come in, step in my opinion, and play right away. Especially Demetrius Knight. The dude is the best pass coverage linebacker in this draft out of South Carolina, rated 80 overall, um, 85 tackling, 85 pass rush, 85 run defense, and 87 in coverage. And I don't know how that only equivalates to a 80 overall, but this man is crazy, crazy, crazy good. Go fight through the line. Like with his quickness, his speed, he can get skinny trying to get through the gaps to get in the backfield. Damn good tackler, plays aggressive, plays with his hair on fire, as they say. Late in the second round, they have him projected. If he falls, to the third, we pick what, fourth or fifth, sixth, somewhere in there in the third round. I think that would be an absolute steal for us. So yeah, either one of those guys. I mean, you can go linebacker in the first round, which is crazy, 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 right? When you could take one that's pretty much just as good in every category in the third round, and a guy that's, pretty much, yeah, their grades aren't different at all. Like a 3% grade overall. So when you have three sixth round picks, you could use those picks to, trade back up into these early rounds also with a lot of teams. If you throw in a pick next year or a player. Found his profile, but I don't pay attention to the premiums, so I can't see the college stats. Yeah, where the fuck can I find it at? Let me see if I can find it somewhere else. I know it wasn't great, right? I think wasn't he a UDFA? I believe he was an undrafted free agent, so his numbers weren't high. I know I researched him somewhere and I broke it down before, but he got better over the years. And when he came into when he came to the Raiders and he got in PG system, Patrick Graham made him a better linebacker. They've talked about the connection they have. They became damn good friends. Patrick Graham said, a bunch of times before he could even call the play in, Robert Spillane already knew the play and was telling the other players what the play was already calling it out. So they had a chemistry and a bond there, and it made him a better player, right? And then with Max getting hurt and him having to be the leader of the team, he just really took off this year. But he was never a great linebacker at all. Like if you look at his PFF grade, which I'll do right now. Actually, I might not be able to get it because he's on another damn team. Um, but his pass coverage was like a 46%, I think, or some crazy shit. Um, all right, so overall for Robert Spillane, who made $33 million, what was that? What? Did he make 33? Right, 33, somewhere in there. Um, it's crazy numbers. Overall grade 68. Pass rush grade 67.4. Run defense grade 87.3. Coverage grade 48.8. He had 110 solo tackles. Again, I keep, reiterating this fact that there was no Christian Wilkins on the front line. There was no Max Crosby on the front line. There was no Malcolm Kuntz on the front line. Of course, he had all those tackles. If you watched any of the games, everybody got the running back was constantly in the upper level. I mean, pretty much every play it seemed like to me they were always 5 yards deep. So yeah, you're going to get a hell of a lot of tackles. 2 sacks, 47 assisted. So almost half of those were assisted. He was third in solo tackles with 110. He was third in assists with 47. Forced fumbles, he was 54th with 0. Stops, he was 13th with 51. Sacks, he was 26th overall with 2. Missed tackles, he was 132nd with 10. Passer rating allowed, 111. Yeah, so I mean, it hurts to lose guys that, come in and play their asses off, that hard hat mentality. But at that price, you really have to just, bon voyage and wish him the best at that point because damn. He had, so that was 48th in the NFL, 111 quarterback rating or passer rating allowed, however you want to say it. 21st in the NFL in pass rush with 13. And this is why all those stats are what they are, which I keep saying about Max Crosby. Total snaps, fourth in the NFL. I don't know if that's linebacker rank. I think it's linebacker rank. It might be over the NFL. 1,913 snaps. Crazy. 13th run defensive snaps with 426. 17th pass rush snaps with 82. 6th in coverage snaps with 585 coverage snaps. And that, in my opinion, was the biggest reason we got smoked a lot in coverage, right? I mean, 585 snaps and you gave up 111 QBR to opposing quarterbacks. Yeah, he's going to be a Vrabel guy for sure. That's that's 100. 100. Um South Carolina linebacker. They also have a stud safety there. What's South Carolina linebacker? Demetrius Knight. My guy Bueno says I already read that. I think 37 million for Robert Spillane 3 years. Yeah, bro. I'm sorry. That's just too much. That's too much. Like, and that's why he took it because he knew like I ain't getting that shit nowhere else. And we've heard there was a bidding war. There was up to 12 teams that wanted Robert Spillane from the reports that I've heard. Um, I'm sure y'all heard the same shit. But that's a lot of teams. that's a lot of teams looking for a Mike linebacker, and I really thought it would be teams like the Bills, the Bengals, teams that were right there in the playoffs that just needed that guy to control the middle, um, be the quarterback of the defense, in the front half. No, New England, New England of all teams. But I mean, I guess they have their quarterback in place. They have a running back that did pretty damn good. If you look at the amount of snaps to rushing yards, he didn't have a lot of touchdowns. But again, they didn't have the greatest offensive line. So if they could, stack that line in the draft, fourth overall pick or some fourth overall pick, Patriots are going to be nasty. Vrabel's going to come in and have that team disciplined, right? Ready to play. That's crazy. Yeah, Spillane is definitely a Vrabel guy. All right, so safeties, we all know it is no question. I've been talking about Nick Ammonwori for a little bit, probably not as long as most, but damn, all you have to do is see this man one time in a game, or just run or catch the ball, and you're like, damn, you play defensive back, you play safety, like so. Nick Emanwari is, I mean, it's not even close. Some people say Malik Starks, and I know Malik Starks was above him in everybody's draft board for the last couple months. But then when you seen what the kid did in the draft, you just can't overlook that shit. Um, Xavier Watts, also another one of those guys that definitely moved up in the combine. Malik Starks still, I would take either one of those guys, right? Andrew Makuba, I don't know how to say that dude's name, out of Texas, is a. I don't know how that dude hits. I mean, I've seen on tape, and again, it's college, so it's a little bit different. But damn, in the combine and the drills, even in the athletic drills, I thought he was another one of those dudes. I don't let's see where they have this fool. Damn, he looks like he about 40 years old. Holy shit. Hold up, I gotta put this up here. You gotta see this. This is kind of rude, but I can't help it. Damn, stop that. And they ain't gonna show his face again. That's some bullshit. All right, never mind. But um, check out grades. 4'4", 186 pounds. Ooh, you're gonna have to put on weight in the NFL, bro. 10 yard, 1.53. Too bad. Defensive rating 82 overall. Damn. 73 in tackling. Run defense 84. Coverage overall 98. Zone coverage 95. Man press 98. Why the hell's he? Gonna put this boy on the out, dude. Total. How big is this kid? This is a total Pete Carroll pick right here. Especially the way he likes to move dudes around. 22 years old. I mean, damn. So 5'11", I don't know. I know he likes those bigger, taller dudes, but holy shit, man press 98, zone 95, and coverage 98. What do y'all think? Yes, no, maybe so. Rated fourth overall. Sebastian Castro, Kevin Winston Jr. I think that kind of fits Pete Carroll too. Pete Carroll kind of guy, 6'2", 215. Not the great. I mean, pretty damn great speed for a safety, 4.45. Um, Plenty of replacements in this draft. Plenty of the replacements. The question is where do they go? Upton Stout, I thought was a guy that was super impressive. It's like a truck for 5'8", 180 pounds, always around the ball. Just no matter, just he just finds his way around the ball. He's like a ball magnet. 4.4. He did run a 4.44 at the combine. That's right. Forgot about that. One interception, one pass defense, 53 tackles, 30 solo tackles. Don't Kentucky have another? Oh, this is Western Kentucky. I was gonna say, don't Kentucky have another guy that's a safety? Oh no, that's a corner. Man press 69. Ooh, that's not gonna work. 71, 71, 85 run defense. So damn, these grades drop off after like dude, after like the first 3 or 4 safeties, the grades just totally drop. So you got 4 guys, but I think Jalen Reed could be a damn good safety eventually, but I really have a feeling Eman Wari is going to be that guy for the Las Vegas Raiders. Whether they trade back up into the first round, because he's going in the first round, in my opinion. Or the Raiders could do some crazy shit, right? Because they have before. I don't think with this regime, it's gonna be no crazy shit like they've done in the past. However, you do have Travis Hunter. If you need a wide receiver, and some can debate the best corner in this draft, I mean, if you're gonna move up for anybody crazy, why not take a shot at a guy that, damn, if he don't work out at one position, you could try him at the other, right? Positive necessary. Will Johnson with the injury, not performing on a pro day, I think that's going to scare a lot of teams. He had an injury in Michigan. Now he's hurt again. That's, kind of, I don't know if it's a red flag, but it's at least pinkish color, right? It's, Jahad Barron is a absolute dog. 4.39 speed, 5'11", 194. What is he rated? All right. Hands 9.5. Not too bad. Arms. Oh, 29.5/8. Okay. That's not a Pete Carroll guy. That's probably not gonna work. But then, however, if you look at that shit, woo! Quarterback rating when targeted. 50.3. I'll take that all day. Uh offensive the fuck? Oh, offensive rating 80%, tackling 92%, run defense 93%, coverage 99%, zone 89%, and man press 98%. Definitely first round, late first round. They have him comp 79% to Patrick Surtain, the second from Bama, Kool-Aid McKinstry from Bama, and Roger Masiri, sorry, from Auburn. I mean, not bad comps, bro. Not bad comps. 24/7 Sports has him 4-star. Rivals.com has him 3, and ESPN has him 3-star. Rating 78 out of 100. I mean, damn. You take them numbers all day, right? Sorry. Oh, projected late first round. If the Raiders could trade back that sixth overall pick, which I've done in every one of my drafts except two, because I can't help it. Every time I go to do a mock draft, and I'm like, I'm not trading back. I'm not trading back. I'm not trading back. The offers are just crazy, and I can't help myself. I'm like, bro, you can't pass up this shit. Like, you can't make it up, but they just gonna keep throwing players at you. I mean, yeah, one blue, one 5-star player, blue chip caliber, elite, so called elite player, might be worth it at six. On the other hand, when you can get a guy that maybe slips out of the first round to the second, and then get another guy that was projected to go in the first round, or falls to the second or third, or shit like that happens, man, the value goes crazy. Or if you just take that pick and say you get a third or fourth round or whatever it is you get in your trade value, and you take that and move back up into the first round and take a guy like a Jihad Baron, which would, I mean, we missed out on Byron Murphy Jr., right? A lot of teams missed out because he went back to Minnesota, I do believe. That's I mean, that's your replacement right there, Jihad Baron, dude. I mean, 5'11", 194. If I had a comp to put him next to, I would believe it'd be right there. I'm not ESPN. I can't throw up all their stats, but bro, your comp got to be somewhere in there. 4.39 speed, 35 vertical. I'm sold. I'm sold. And that's what that's the third. They have him ranked as the third best corner in this draft out of Texas. But then you have Shavion Revel Jr. 6'2". What the hell? 6'2", 194. Ran a 4.40. Crazy, crazy numbers. And that fits Pete Carroll's, Pete Carroll's MO all day, right? Big dude, can play the outside. We're missing a slot. Maybe you start him out at the slot just to get him acclimated to the NFL, the speed of the NFL. Sometimes the slot guy is that could be your number one guy. Most of the time, it's third guy, tight end. It just depends. Sometimes, like us, we use Jacoby Meyer a lot in the slot, and he's our number one receiver. But maybe maybe you start him out that way. 32 and 5/8 arms, not bad. It's not great. I mean, he's not playing on the line, right? So you don't have to have 33 plus inch arms. You would like to have somewhere in there for 6'2" guy. 9 and 5/8 hands, definitely, good enough to catch the ball, hold on to the ball. 75 overall, tackling 78, run defense 77, coverage 88%. I'm good with that. Zone 84%. Fucking at lipping ads. Man press 85%. Another first round projected corner. Damn. So we're not gonna get any of these corners. Like, we're not gonna get any of these corners, bro. That's the fourth best guy. Benjamin Morris out of Notre Dame. He's only a junior. Damn, ran a sub 4.4, 4.39. Another guy that didn't do any of the combine shit. Damn it. Um, Offensive rating 78, tackling 63. Ooh, you got to work on that. Quarterback rating when targeted, though, 59.6. You can live with that all day. Run defense 74, coverage 81. Man. Zone 78, man press 79. Second round. All right, so at least it gets better. But are we willing to swing for the fences in the second round or the first round for one of these corners? When you have a Jacorian Bennett, you have MJ Davonshire that maybe with his size and length, maybe Pete Carroll can get the best out of him. I mean, not maybe. I'm sure he's going to get the best out of him. That's almost a given. The staff seems all right. PG seems, pretty good in developing young corners. Just look what he's done with Jacorian Bennett. Started out not too good his rookie year, but in his second year, he was locked down. Now, grades aren't the greatest, but he didn't give up a lot of passes. Quarterback rating when targeted was, I think, a 47.6 for Jacorian Bennett. When he played last year, you can live with those numbers. You can work with that shit all day long. On the other side, though, wasn't as good. It was not as good. When DCAM had to take his spot, it dropped dramatically. Why isn't this going back far enough? Fuck. Fudge sickles. Um, so Travis Hunter probably not gonna be there. Will Campbell's gonna be there, but do you take a chance on a guy that's had injuries and then, gets injured trying to train for his pro day? Now he can't do that. To me, no. I'm not in the first round. I'm not. We've done this way too many times with with injured guys. We did it a couple years ago with the guy who's slowly coming along in Tyree Wilson. To me, I can't take that chance. Trey Amos, 4'3", 40, 6'1", 195. Another guy that you could definitely plug in. 32 vert, not the greatest for a 6'1" guy. I mean, that doesn't show me too great athleticism. 31 and a quarter inch arms, 9-inch hands. Probably not going to make a whole lot of huge plays. Quarterback rating when targeted 57.7. I mean, shit, you can live with that. 80 overall tackling, 81%. Run defense, 84. Coverage rating, 89%. Zone, 84%. Man press is 86% projected to go mid second round. Overall ranked 49th. I mean, that's not too bad. That's not too bad. But the dude that I really, really want the Raiders to go get, and I don't know why he's not, I mean, the top rated guy on everybody's board. When you run a 4.28, come on, bro. When you run a 4.28, you you're gonna have to live with some shit, right? If he's not the greatest, doesn't have the, I mean, hands 8 3/4, arms 31, but he's 5'11, so he's not, the biggest, tallest guy. But check this out. The man jumped 39.5. He's hopping out the building on that, right? At 5'11? Come on. That's crazy to me. That's run a 4.48. Your vert is almost 40. Um, he has some issues though, right? When targeted, 71.7%. No bueno. You're gonna have to work on that shit. You're definitely gonna have to clean that up. Offensive rating 80%, tackling 65%, run defense 66%, coverage 81. That's pretty much, I mean, besides the speed and the ability to jump. But when you're 5'11" and you can jump that high, some of these 6'1", 6'2", 6'3" guys, you know, you could probably hang with. Zone coverage, not great, which will not be great for us. 75%. Man press, 80%, third round. So again, after the, which that's crazy. This is one dude. I think those grades are just low, low, low. When you watch the man on film, he's always around the ball. He got damn good hips. I just don't see it. I don't know why his grades are so low, but when you got damn good coaches, you could take a chance on that dude, especially when you're projected to go in the fourth round, right? Where was it? Fourth? Third? All these guys are projected third round. So to me, I see the Raiders' best bet is taking, some of these picks or some of these players that they were thinking about shopping around or trying to make moves for and trying to get back up into these early rounds because if it's not linebacker, if it's not running back or defensive end or defensive tackle, you're not getting any, you might get a sneaky sleeper up to the fourth round, but damn, after that it really really drops off. If you look at the safeties we just went over, if you look at the corners we just went over, it's like the top four guys, and then phew, like a whole nother. They go from tier one to tier three. So grade wise, they're all pretty much the same. But if you look at their stats and statistics, they are not even close. Billy Bowman was a dude that I thought impressed in the combine, and he's not bad. He's pretty much average at everything in the 70s. Run defense, coverage 78, which is good. Zone coverage 74. Man press. Um, Fourth round is not a bad talent. We need help in the backfield. We definitely need help in the backfield. We need help in the offensive line, but we'll get to the offensive side of the ball tomorrow. Um, what's this shit keep overriding? Oh, so shit. I mean, yeah, that's about it. Ain't many people in here. Nobody has shit to say. Um, Gotta go, Rebel. Thanks. Take it easy. Hey, appreciate you, my guy, pulling up. So, yeah, if nobody else has anything else to talk about, I'm gonna try to get off here within an hour. I went a little bit over tonight, but my guy, no bueno. Where do you think we go in free agency? Do you think we try to pick up some, a running back still? Do you think we make a trade? Is there still trades in a possibility? I know there's been talks that a couple of teams have called on, Michael Mayer. And there might be some other guys that they might want to shop around. There's not a whole lot of depth when it comes to the offensive line. Maybe Thayer Mumford you can move around. Um, I don't know, but we have some young talent too, like a MJ Davishire. Who else? Romeo Keaton. You know, a damn good wide receiver out of Tennessee last year. Which I don't know why that kid doesn't get more reps, in my opinion. Actually, I'm gonna look up his shit right now. Romeo Keaton grade at the combine. Prospect grade 5.6. That's all you give me? The fuck is that? The perfect prospect 8.0. So, candidate for bottom of the roster or practice squad. Damn. That's where they have my boy rated? That's messed up. 6'3", 197, 197 pounds. Has damn good, decent speed, long arms. I don't know what the hell. He played his ass off in Texas. Like that kid was pretty impressive. Unless Pete plays Tyree Wilson at D tackle and he has a major jump, but if not, get what we can for him. I think there's upside. I think there's upside to Tyree Wilson. Like I talked about it last night, right? The stats to compared to Max Crosby, if you compare him to Malcolm Kuntz, even um, actually, let's just take it up right now. Tyree Wilson. So Tyree Wilson overall grade for a first round pick, seventh overall, is a 66.7 with a 57. Oh, excuse me, with a 57.2 pass rush grade and a pretty damn killer 72.4 rush defensive grade. And I've said this about Tyree Wilson since we've drafted him. His best asset is his run defense. Like the man is a monster. He has huge long arms. His wingspan is like a truck. like, uh, I don't know why they don't keep the dude at defensive end. I mean, defensive tackle. I mean, he's not the biggest, heaviest dude, but shit, with his size and his quickness compared to some of these offensive linemen, you could even put him at nose if you had to. But you know, the 3 technique, 4 technique, 5, I just don't think is for him. 2, the man is a damn good run stopper, and you can see by his grade. Um, but then overall this year, he had 19 solo tackles, he had 5 sacks, he had 6 assisted, 1 forced fumble. Um, in 524 snaps, bro. That's not a lot of snaps. Max Crosby had 760 something snaps, almost 800 snaps, and had 56 pressures. Tyree Wilson has 37 pressures and 200 plus less snaps. Max Crosby was rated a 78 or some shit last year. 72. So For the numbers wise, I mean, no, he's not a Max Crosby. He was picked above a Max Crosby. He should be up there. Rick, my guy, what's good? Appreciate you. He's 63rd in solo tackles. He's ranked 68th, 68th in assist with 6 solo tackles, 19. He's ranked 28th out of all defensive edge rushers in the NFL and forced fumbles with 1. He's ranked 50th in stops with 20. He's ranked 61st in sacks with 5. He's ranked 40th in the NFL with hurries with 26, and that's all with 526 snaps, bro. That's not a lot of snaps for a defensive tackle or end. So if Tyree Wilson was getting 98% of the snaps like Max Crosby, his numbers would possibly be better. Now, there is a reason he's not getting 98% of the snaps because obviously he can't stay out there that long for one. That dude's just huge and he don't have that energy. Billy D, what's good, my guy? It's been a minute. But yeah, so he was 40th in hurries with 26. He was 49th in hits with 6. He was 49th out of all defensive linemen in the NFL in pressures with 37, and that's in 527 attempts. Like some of these guys to compare him to, like I said, that had 7, 800, 900 snaps. Some of them had like 1,000 snaps. Didn't have much better or different pressure rate than Tyree Wilson. So he's slowly, eventually coming along. Like it's taking time, but he's not getting the play time. You have to look at the fact also that a 7th overall pick, number 1 in the draft. Matter of fact, let's do this. I want to see what Jalen Carter got last year. But you got to remember the number 1 pick in the draft, or not number 1 pick, but 7th overall, or even a top round, a first round pick drafted in the 20s or 30s. You're going to get playtime in the NFL. You're going to come in, you're going to be, asked to start right away if you're especially drafted in the first round, and you're going to get 6, 7, 8, 900 snaps. It just depends on how bad your defense is and how long you're on the field, right? But I mean, if you play say 80% of the snaps, like a lot of these top rated defensive ends or defensive tackles do, you're gonna get you're gonna get a lot more snaps. Uh, so let's see what Jalen Carter for the Philadelphia to the Eagles has. Yeah, see what I'm talking about? So Jalen Carter is rated a 74.1 overall. Tyree Wilson is rated a 69.8. That's not much of a difference. The difference is he has 16 more pressures. He has 16 more pressures in 300 more snaps. 300. 300 snaps. That's only 16 more pressures. So all this bullshit about Jalen Carter is way better than Tyree will ever be. Tyree Wilson's a bust. Tyree Wilson don't get the playtime Jalen Carter does. So that is a huge, huge difference. And let's just look at some of Jalen Carter's numbers. So pass rush grade 81.5. I mean, that's obvious. When you're out there 800 snaps, like your grade got to be up there, right? 74, like I said, overall. Run defensive grade for Jalen Carter 59.0. So if you look at Tyree Wilson's run grade, it was a 70, what, 74, 72, 72 something, 72.9, I do believe. And his run grade was in the 60s. So there's a big difference right there between those dudes. 30 solo tackles, the same amount of sacks, 5 sacks, 5 assists, 5 assists on the tackles, two forced fumbles to one forced fumble. Where's the difference between Jalen Carter and Tyree Wilson? I hear content creators constantly talk about, oh, we could have had Jalen Carter. Oh, we could have had Jalen Carter. Oh, we could have had this. We could have had that. Tyree Wilson is a bust. Tyree Wilson doesn't live up to the hype. He was drafted seventh overall. Why do we pick injured players? All that bullshit. But when you look at these numbers, bro, come on. Look at these numbers. 24th solo tackles. 110th in assists with 5. First and forced fumbles with 2. So that means there was a bunch of defensive tackles that had one forced fumble this year, I guess. Um, 19th in stops with 27. I'm trying to think of what Tyree Wilson was. I think he was 28th um, in 300 less snaps. 23rd in sacks with 5, tied for Tyree Wilson. Ninth in hurries with 36. Tyree Wilson had 27 in 300 less snaps. Eighth in hits with 12. I think Tyree Wilson had 3 or 4, somewhere in there. I don't remember exactly, but it was again in 300 less snaps. Pressures 53. Tyree Wilson had 37. Batted passes, second in the NFL with 6. Tyree didn't have any, I don't think, did he? Oh, he had 2. Like total run snaps, 286 because he's a 50% run defensive. That's horrible. 551 pass rushing snaps. So there's not a whole lot of difference here at all, bro. At all. My guy says win or lose, Billy. Haha, my bad. Mighty confused with someone else on Avocasi stream. Oh, um, what do you mean? But Tyree was a first rounder. Jalen Carter was a first rounder also. Jalen Carter was picked right after him, wasn't he? The pick after Tyree Wilson. 2 picks after Tyree Wilson, wasn't he eighth or ninth by the Philadelphia Eagles? Um, so I mean, come on, you're talking 2 first round picks. One gets 800 snaps, one gets 200, 500 and something. There's no comparison on the when you look at the stat wise. You give me Tyree Wilson with 800 snaps, and I guarantee you he blows Jalen Carter's numbers out of the water because he's a way better on run defense. So he's going to have more tackles for a loss. Um, his stats are going to go way up, bro. If you put him on, on the inside on the defense, he's hard to handle. With that length, he's getting better with his speed on his get off. That first step is not as great. But if he's not standing up as a defensive end, or if you got him down in a 3-point stance on that D line, that boy's nasty, dude. He's nasty. Raider Booster, what's good, Jeff? Appreciate you pulling in. And my guy on top of it. Thank you. Appreciate it. So, I mean, to me, that's crazy numbers, bro. That's crazy numbers. I had no idea that Tyree Wilson, our 7th overall pick, had numbers like Jalen Carter, bro. I mean, so for every one of the content creators or all them bullshit motherfuckers on X talking about Tyree Wilson, bro, eat a bag of dicks. That's all I'm saying. Tyree Wilson numbers are insane if he just get the snaps that Max Crosby gets, that Jalen Carter gets, that a lot of these guys get. Like, and I know Jalen Carter's not the best defensive end in the NFL. I mean, defensive tackle in the NFL. But let's take this even one step further. I gotta see. Now I know it's not gonna be even close, but just for shits and giggles, right? Shits and giggles. So much for getting off an hour. Um, okay, so that's yeah. It's no comparison, no comparison at all. So just to throw it out there, just because I had to, um, Chris Jones is rated at 89.7 overall, right? Defensive line. His snap count is 771 with 74 pressures. 74 pressures. And most of those are tackles, like tackles for loss, sacks. Not too many times you're getting away from this monster of a man. Um, Pass rush grade 91. Run defensive grade is only a 64.3. Solo tackles. We're talking about Chris Jones here, right? This is the Chris Jones, Kansas City. Um, 21 solo tackles, 57th. 6 sacks. That's one more than Tyree Wilson this year. 11 assists. Tyree Wilson had 19 tackles. So Tyree Wilson had 19 solo, um, 5 assisted, I believe, or was it 7 assisted? I mean, that's Chris Jones got 21, 6 sacks, and 11 assisted. But Chris Jones also played 770 something snaps to Tyree Wilson's 500 snaps. So if Tyree Wilson could get his ass healthy enough to be on the field for, 80% of the snaps, that dude's a superstar in the NFL, bro, all day long, all day long. Hopefully this regime and Pete Carroll can light a fire under his ass that nobody has been able to do the last 2 years. Um, but really, the numbers speak for themselves, man. They speak for themselves. This is against Chris Jones comparison. 57th. Uh yeah, solo tackles 57th with 21. Tyree Wilson was ranked 54th with 19. Assisted 39th with 11. Tyree Wilson was 40, I think 40 is something in there. Forced fumble 0. 41th ranked. Tyree Wilson was 23rd ranked. He had one. Stops 36, 22. Tyree Wilson was, the fuck did he have? 17 or 19? Sack wise, like we said, 5 to 6. This is comparison to Chris Jones, bro. Hurries 53. Tyree Wilson had 37 and 300 or 250 less snaps. Quarterback hits, he was second with 15. Pressures, 74 is just wild, bro. No batted passes. So, bro, Tyree Wilson is not a bust, dude. There is no way you can call Tyree Wilson a buzz. Tyree Wilson is just a dude that hasn't performed up to his expectations in practice to be able to get on the field? Or is it the fact that they went out and paid Christian Wilkins $160 million, brought Adam Butler back last year? They just keep moving them down the depth chart. What I talked about at the beginning of the year, I said Tyree Wilson is not going to have a breakout year getting, 300-400 snaps a season. That's you can't have a guy come in shining like that. Like maybe, even Malcolm Kuntz, what, 2 years ago, had over 500 snaps to get those 8 sacks, and he was playing edge, way faster, way more bend, way quicker get off. So, man, I apologize for everything bad I said about Tyree Wilson because I've talked some shit too. Now I feel bad. But man, I'm gonna get off here. I appreciate you pulling up. That's everything I got to talk about. Tyree Wilson, you are the shit. Get your ass in shape. and get on the damn field. I talked about it last year. Last year in camp when he was running the bag drills and shit. The dude had the fastest footwork out of all of our guys. Max Crosby, Christian Wilkins. He was smoking those dudes on the bags. He just doesn't get enough playtime. So hopefully this new regime will realize that we have a monster in the making. Just put him on the field. And when you're paying your defensive line $100 million, that's not even counting him. It's hard for the dude to get on the field. So, man, last year was good for him. He had 520 snaps, 20 plus snaps to compared to 200 and something the year before. Um, his trajectory's going up, right? You just need the grass time. If you can get the burn, Tyree Wilson, bro, could be scary for this team. Scary. Especially with Malcolm Kuntz back. Man, wild. So, all right. Love y'all. Peace out. Much love. Raiders. See y'all tomorrow. Appreciate y'all rocking with me as always. Much love.